What were your thoughts when 50 Cent blamed the second season ratings dip on gay stuff?
First of all, the pot calling the kettle black.
Welcome back to Fame Flux, where the truth behind fame gets exposed. Soulja Boy performed at a crypto-themed event during the Trump inauguration weekend. An appearance that seemed minor, until Marlon Wayans casually dismissed it in a radio interview. It might have gone unnoticed, but Soulja's reaction was anything but ordinary. When someone builds an image as carefully as Big Draco has, even subtle jabs can feel like public exposure. That's likely why he immediately fired back on social media, posting, "I can't believe I'm arguing with someone that dresses like a white chick. What's wrong with me?"
Soulja Boy, he been canceled. Nobody cares, Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy better go to get that check. Yeah, I don't think he had hits and
It's been a minute.
It's been a while.
Marlon Wayans, a seasoned figure in comedy, responded sharply, attacking the very persona Soulja had worked hard to craft. That's when things started to spiral. For years, the entertainment industry has been whispering about contradictions in Soulja Boy's public image. Those whispers grew louder when William the Baddest appeared on Tasha K's podcast. He didn't just speak. He brought details, receipts, and a story about an alleged private encounter with Soulja Boy that shocked audiences.
I loved it. I had some Louis, it was Louis, it was everything, and it was perfect. And he was like, "Take this, you white, right?" Like he kept, like he's very like into like the race play stuff. But here's the thing, I don't know if this was really him or it was like drunk him.
William didn't just make claims. He provided vivid descriptions of Soulja Boy's condo layout, specific liquor bottle brands in his cabinet, and even referenced tattoos not visible in public images. That level of detailed information raised eyebrows, suggesting more than random speculation.
Soulja Boy's on Krenak and meth. I can smell it on his breath. Yes, he's on that creth. It's Krenak and meth.
These weren't vague accusations. They were strikingly specific. This wasn't the first time whispers surfaced either. Years earlier, actress Vivica A. Fox made headlines while discussing an old XXL magazine cover featuring Soulja Boy and 50 Cent. When 50 blamed declining ratings on gay stuff, Vivica dropped a response that many took as coded language.
You can't do two songs, and I only remember one of them. Watch me, you. Beef with me. Get out of here.
Suggesting she was aware of deeper truths behind industry images. Vivica's long-standing role in Hollywood gives weight to her perspective. She's observed the entertainment landscape long enough to recognize when public personas don't align with private realities. This context makes Soulja's overreaction to Marlon Wayans' remarks even more telling. His immediate pivot into transphobic commentary looked less like anger and more like deflection. Classic projection rooted in internal discomfort.
I'll put you in one of the movies. I need a crackhead for the new scary. I need a crack and a meth head all mixed together. You're perfect. I need someone that looks like a wet Muppet. That's what I am. I need crack and meth together. I need creth together. I want someone to look like they'll sell your car, rob you, and suck all at the same time. Soulja Boy.
But the tension escalated further when Marlon released a diss track that lit up the internet. With lines like, "Soulja Boy is on CAC and meth, I can smell it on his breath," the song took direct aim. The track went viral, hitting group chats, nightclub playlists, and even a few late-night radio sets. Overnight, Marlon Wayans shifted from simply defending his reputation to becoming a viral rap sensation. His diss track hit harder than anyone expected, surpassing comedy and landing as a cultural moment. Just when the buzz peaked, TMZ spotted Marlon outside a Los Angeles restaurant. Many assumed he'd tone things down. He didn't. Instead, Marlon doubled down, speaking directly to cameras with no hesitation. He mocked Soulja Boy's career with brutal accuracy, referencing forgotten songs and delivering a blow with, "I put you in one of my movies." It was a calculated jab, weaponizing truth with flawless comedic timing. But Soulja's response went far beyond the realm of rap beef. he escalated things by taking aim at Marlon's transgender son, Kai, posting a now-deleted message that read, "That runs in the family, huh? No wonder you like dressing up. It's in your blood." This crossed every imaginable boundary. Within Hollywood and the broader entertainment world, there's an unspoken code. Reputations are fragile, and secrets are many. But lines involving family are not to be crossed. Soulja violated that code, and in doing so, he unintentionally gave Marlon the green light to dig deeper. That's when the skeletons began surfacing, loud, clear, and undeniable. One of the biggest contradictions in Soulja Boy's carefully crafted image is the tough guy act he pushes versus what allegedly happens when that image is challenged. Let's revisit the infamous night at his mansion, the night that sparked gunfire and led to legal chaos. What was supposed to be a simple album release celebration quickly spiraled into something pulled straight from a late-night crime series. According to Soulja Boy, masked intruders stormed his home unprovoked, forcing him into survival mode. In his own retelling, he went full action movie, pulling out a weapon and protecting himself and his crew. But the deeper details complicate this story. At the center of it all was a man named Droop, and his side of the incident paints an entirely different picture. Droop claims there were no masked strangers. Instead, he insists he and his team were actually affiliated with Soulja's label. Their attendance at the party wasn't criminal, it was business. The confrontation, Droop says, began when he heard one of his group's songs being played at the event without credit or permission. That moment escalated quickly, and what followed was confusion, gunfire, and an overnight media storm. The contradictions here are stark. Was this really a break-in? Or was it a label beef disguised as self-defense? The story doesn't end with a vague shooting claim. It gets even more disturbing when you look at what Droop has revealed in recent interviews. According to him, Soulja Boy not only used their track without permission, but also failed to give credit, pay royalties, or honor any of the verbal agreements made. Droop insists Soulja promised production credits, performance opportunities, and a fair cut of the streaming revenue back when they joined forces. But after months of creating beats, choreographing for live shows, and contributing creatively behind the scenes, they were left completely uncompensated. Not a single dollar, not a single name listed. When asked how much Soulja owed him, Droop said bluntly, that was us all day." Frustrated and betrayed, Droop says he pulled Soulja aside during the party to confront him about stealing their song. What followed was explosive. According to Droop, the argument got physical. He slapped Soulja Boy not once, but twice. That's when Soulja allegedly reached for a weapon and fired. Droop survived the shot and managed to escape to a vehicle, where he was rushed to the hospital. But when he regained consciousness, he was met not by doctors, but by police. He had been placed under arrest. Turns out, while Droop was fighting for his life, Soulja had already given law enforcement his version of events, claiming Droop attempted to rob him. Droop was charged with attempted robbery and faced a potential 25-year sentence. Even more concerning were the shifting details in Soulja's police statement. First, he said 5 masked men had broken in. Later, that number changed to 3. These inconsistencies would later call his entire story into question. Even more suspicious than the original tale is how the description of the alleged weapons continued to change every time Soulja retold the story. Different sizes, models, and details emerged with each interview, raising eyebrows about what actually happened that night. Fortunately for Droop, he brought in powerhouse defense attorney Brian Steele, known for representing high-profile clients like Young Thug. Steele immediately exposed critical gaps in the prosecution's case, pointing to a complete lack of hard evidence. With the state's argument unraveling, Droop's charges were ultimately reduced, and he served only 1 year in total, 9 months of which had already been spent behind bars awaiting trial. What really shook things up was the testimony from Soulja's former right-hand man, known publicly as AAB. Despite having fallen out with Soulja long before the incident, AAB backed parts of Droop's version. His voice reportedly trembled while describing the masked intruder incident, which hinted that something deeply traumatic did take place. Still, even with conflicting testimonies, the streets have never stopped questioning the real truth. And this isn't just about one dispute. The allegations against Soulja stretch far beyond that one night. Multiple artists have now come forward, claiming they were misled by Soulja's promises of promotion, exposure, and fair compensation, none of which ever materialized. Their beats, hooks, and contributions often ended up in final tracks without credit. Soulja's business tactics have followed a similar pattern. He once claimed to be the first rapper to launch a gaming console, when in reality, it was a rebranded Chinese emulator being sold at a massive markup. He bragged about a luxury mansion, only for it to later be revealed as an Airbnb listing. And then came the Trump inauguration crypto event, where he openly admitted that he takes direction from the highest bidder. That statement summed up his business model: loyalty to no one, and truth often negotiable. All these mounting contradictions help explain why Marlon Wayans' jabs cut as deep as they did. He wasn't just joking, he was exposing a pattern of someone who spent more time claiming firsts than demonstrating longevity. Soulja Boy's image, already under scrutiny, started crumbling as his contradictions became undeniable. This is exactly why, once the public backlash escalated, Soulja began frantically deleting tweets. In a now-deleted post, he wrote, "I apologize for crashing out. I just be trying to defend myself, but sometimes I take it too far. Back to the music and TV shows. Love y'all." But the internet doesn't forget. And by then, the damage had already been done. What separates this feud from typical celebrity spats is the insight it offers into how the entertainment world really works. There's a code, an invisible line most refuse to cross. Respect is usually maintained, even during conflict. But when Soulja targeted Marlon's transgender son Kai with transphobic comments, he didn't just stir controversy, he violated that unspoken boundary. Marlon has been nothing but transparent and supportive about his relationship with Kai. Earlier this year, he shared a heartfelt post for Pride Month, including photos of their family with a caption that read, "As a father of a child in the LGBTQ+ community, I show my support. Zero concern for what people think. If I lose you, good." That moment earned Marlon widespread praise. Many in the LGBTQ+ community recognized the significance of his public stance and rallied behind him. So when Soulja crossed the line, it wasn't just about insults anymore. It became about standing against the kind of behavior that sets progress back. This chapter of their conflict revealed more than just bruised egos. It became a litmus test for accountability in hip-hop and comedy alike, showing that public figures are no longer immune when they push hate under the guise of beef. Within just a few hours, Protect Kai began trending across social media platforms. The backlash was immediate and widespread. Major brands that once entertained partnerships with Soulja Boy quickly began withdrawing support. Money talks, and the message was loud: this isn't acceptable anymore. Marlon Wayans responded with surgical precision. He didn't just clap back, he dismantled the entire argument. In a viral post, he stated, if Soulja Boy had a career, he could get canceled for this type of slander. Luckily, he hasn't been relevant since 2007. Then came the knockout punch. My child had top surgery and still has more chest than you, followed by a flex emoji. The post skyrocketed, hitting over 2 million likes in just hours. That kind of viral resonance showed just how deeply Marlon's message connected with the public. The situation also revealed who really held influence in the entertainment world. Marlon's decades-long body of work, from In Living Color to White Chicks to acclaimed stand-up specials, had built a legacy rooted in culture, comedy, and credibility. Meanwhile, Soulja Boy's attempt to recapture early 2000s glory by pushing outdated singles and unverified business ventures looked increasingly out of touch. As this public fallout escalated, the contrast became more glaring. Major A-list celebrities showed support for Marlon, either directly or through shared posts, while Soulja's side remained noticeably quiet. Some artists who once collaborated with him went completely silent, choosing to distance themselves rather than get pulled into the controversy. That silence spoke volumes. The consequences are unfolding in real time. 3 of Soulja's sponsors have pulled out. Streaming numbers for his catalog have sharply declined, and social platforms are increasingly removing his promotional content. In contrast, Marlon Wayans is seeing a rise in recognition, including his recent induction into the NAACP Image Awards Hall of Fame. What started as an offhand insult escalated into a career-defining moment for both men, one defined by standing tall with pride and the other unraveling under pressure. Public sentiment has made its decision. If you made it to this point in the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And check out our next breakdown covering how legacy and character matter more now than ever in today's entertainment world. Marlon Wayans is now reportedly fielding offers from multiple major studios to lead new LGBTQ+ focused projects, and his social media engagement has surged dramatically. While Soulja Boy may have pioneered early internet rap marketing, he just got publicly outplayed by someone who fully understands how to navigate the digital landscape in 2025. Marlon didn't just react, he strategized. From precise text responses to supportive visuals, followed by that unexpected diss track, he delivered a full blueprint in modern media management. It became a masterclass on how to take control of a narrative, especially when personal attacks cross sensitive lines. The key lesson here is simple. When a public image is built on exaggeration and unverified claims, it can all collapse the moment real scrutiny enters the conversation. Attacking a comedy legend's family, especially one with deep industry ties and decades of respect, proved to be the misstep that unraveled everything. So here's where things stand now. Marlon has turned this confrontation into a string of wins. An NAACP Hall of Fame induction, a flood of new studio partnerships, and a wave of public support. Meanwhile, Soulja Boy faces a crumbling reputation, disappearing brand deals, and increasing scrutiny over past controversies. Industry insiders are already teasing that even more revelations about Soulja Boy could emerge soon, with sources claiming there are still unresolved incidents and allegations waiting to surface. With public sentiment shifting and media channels documenting every move, this may just be the beginning of a longer unraveling. Let us know what you think in the comments. Who truly came out on top in this situation? And do you believe more revelations are around the corner? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for ongoing updates. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for what's next.